You're halfway there.
Halfway there.
You're halfway there.
Do you want one?
Yes, I would like to talk to you specifically about, I think, what we hear time and time again, and from our age group, which is not Gen Z, but millennials, people trying to start families, buy homes, live out the American dream that seems really unattainable right now. And I know you touched on affordability, but I'm wondering more specifically about your policies to make it easier to be a family here, because that's very important for the people we talk to, young parents. Yeah.
It is so important to me to be able to afford to live in this area that I call home. We're seeing private groups buy out buildings that should be designed to be affordable housing. That's actually a housing option that everyone suddenly feels like they need to have access to because of how expensive it is to rent and own a home these days. We have groups that are graduating college, right? This generation, and we're drowning in student debt. And now we're in the worst employment crisis our nation has ever seen. So we need both reactive and proactive policies. We need to put a Band-Aid on the problems that exist, a reactive, such as making sure there's an 8-week mandated notice before any mass-related layoff. That includes tech layoffs. That includes the UPS workers, that 40,000 that lost their jobs because of the Trump-related tariffs. And then we need proactive solutions as well, right, to prevent these problems from even occurring. So that means a private group can't just buy out affordable housing and make a profit off of people's vulnerabilities. That means I wrote this legislation called the Books Not Bombs Act. So right now, our public schools get only 2% funding from federal funding sources. Who pays for our public schools then? Our property taxes. And that means your zip code determines the quality of life that your kids can receive. And now suddenly we have neighborhoods that aren't diverse at all. Socioeconomically, they're not diverse. Ethnically, they're not diverse. Religiously, racially. And that's what we're getting stripped of. Like, that in itself pains me to my core as someone that is running to represent the most diverse demographic district of the state.
Great. That was great. Honestly, I'm just taking a minute to be like, I think it's really interesting. It's a great thing to point out.
Yeah, I mean, we met at a meet and greet too.
Yes, we did. We did meet.
That was like meet and greet number 40.
Yeah, I do. From
where's
that woman? She's so friendly.
Kim. Yeah, she is, and she's hosted 2 other ones.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, she's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Great. That was really helpful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the question that I had. Okay, can I? This is sort of going back to Emily's first, where she was asking about like your priorities, but I want to frame it a little differently because I think it matters. And we talked a little bit about our demographic as being like, you know, we're both parents of young children. Yeah. We both have, I think, very little time, like a lot of people, and we're pretty like engaged politically. Yeah. You know, we're there more than probably the majority of people, maybe. But even so, I mean, but I'm saying, even with that kind of dedication that we're consciously, you know, reading the news all the time and staying engaged, even with that, there's so much coming all the time. And it makes it hard with a really crowded race to be like, this is the person, if you don't get to a meet and greet, who I'm going to end up voting for. So I don't know if you can speak to that in like what would you say to a parent of young children who are very busy, who maybe don't have the time to read or learn more about you? Like, what is the message, the primary thing that you want them to learn about? Yeah. If that makes sense.
It does. The one sentence is, I'm the only candidate in this race that was born and raised in this community and have lived here my entire life because I chose to stay here. And I have the consistency, meaning who has been doing the work before they were a congressional candidate. ICE has been in our streets far before Operation Midway Blitz. We've been organizing against ICE since February in Skokie. Who was actually there? The credibility. Who has actually lived the problems and faced the solutions that they're looking to speak to, and the relationships. Because these are the 3 things that money cannot buy. And we deserve someone that isn't just the lesser of 2 evils. We deserve someone who at the minimum is championing the track record that Representative Schakowsky had. And we deserve someone that actually believes the things that they're saying. So part of the things that I tell people that want to get involved, sure, you can knock on doors with me. Sure, you can call people for me. Sure, you can text people for me. But I think about people like both of you raising the next generation of leaders or future congressional person. So we do postcards to voters. We have people that will say, I will tell them, write 20 postcards to voters for me. people that you know that live in the district, because mail is cool again.
Yeah,
A handwritten postcard will get, And when I talk about innovation isn't always technology. Innovation means doing something new. And doing something new is a handwritten postcard.
Yeah.
This will capture your attention more than my $100,000 media ad that could.
Yeah, these are cute.
They are cute.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Thanks.
Love it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do you have more?
Um,
I'm trying to think.
I think we could do like one more question and then we'll do the rapid.
Sure.
Is there anything else you want to tell us that we haven't asked you about that's very important to you? Just about what you want people to hear.
Yeah. So in a crowded race with now 17 candidates,
Are there really that many now?
Yeah, it's that many.
I thought it was only like 9.
No, it's 7 on just
I don't hear about
yeah, it's 17 on the Democratic side and it's 4 on the Republican side. So
But
total,
the Republican is pretty crowded.
Yeah,
Actually, for
4.
itself.
4 is a lot.
I actually
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know either.
yeah,
I haven't
And-
looked up one thing about the Republican primary. I was like,
yeah.
I mean,
Not as relevant.
no, not as relevant. No.
But with 17 candidates in the race, I oftentimes get asked to compare and contrast myself.
okay.
And what I found is we've had so many forums with all of these different candidates who are all awesome. And I've heard everyone's unique value proposition, the lane that they're trying to take, and the lane that they exist in. And I found that I'm the everything candidate. I'm the candidate that was born and raised in this community. I'm the candidate that has the 3rd most years of elected governance experience in a race with 17 candidates running.
Okay.
I'm also the Gen Z candidate. I am also the candidate that am the only woman of color in this race,
Yes.
ironically.
Yeah.
I am also a daughter of immigrants.
Yeah.
I also have the American dream story. I'm also a product of public school. Suddenly, everything that everyone says they have. I also have 5 years of corporate tech experience. I worked at Google. I also have an MBA from Northwestern. I've heard everyone's unique value prop. And I'm like, I actually have that as well. So I really do
Interesting.
think that I have the best person to represent this community, or I would not be running. And I don't know if every candidate in this race can say that with the same utmost confidence, or if it's just the next thing to do.
Wow. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
I was
you.
only talking about this. I really didn't know much about your
Yeah,
campaign.
no, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy.
Yeah,
It's
we have
fine.
time. Yeah.
I'm honestly just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
no,
thinking-
take it.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna remember all these things that I want to ask you.
I know. I bought like a little mini tiny notebook that I've now
Oh,
been
that's
carrying around because
cute.
I'm trying not to be on my phone that much.
I do a notebook now too.
And it's so much better. I write it down. I remember it better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
when
then
you
I
write-
don't
when I
have to be
write,
on
I
my
have it better,
phone
yeah.
and like my
Yeah.
kids. I hate my kids not knowing what I'm doing on my phone. Like,
Yeah.
because when I'm on my phone, I could be scheduling a doctor's appointment, checking my email, reading an article, going on social media. And I was like, if I'm in my notebook, they're like, mom's writing
Yeah.
in her notebook. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's fine. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem as much of a like
It's giving
a
credibility.
diss. Like it doesn't seem like as much as like
Yeah.
I'm not paying
I
attention to them.
like that, like the separation
Yeah.
in a way. Wow.
Yeah,
I've
because
been in my notebook era too.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
I
it is
used to do
fun.
it all the time in college, but that was like 15 years ago, 20 years. No, not 20
We're
years
not
ago.
Gen Z.
Okay, but you
Wait,
guys
I want to
are
ask you.
young.
I actually want to ask you a social media question.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Or like,
Yeah, do
well,
it.
just because you're talking about it, I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah.
Who cares? We can cut it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I'm-
But
yeah.
so I think about social media a lot.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm sure everyone is. And we know, right, we have like a lot more information about how like not great it is in a lot of ways, but it's also the way that we get out information,
Yeah.
right? Like it's like a mass way. I got a message about this the other day. Someone being like, well, we shouldn't be using social media. You guys should get off of it for Pink Poster Club. And I was like, yes, I hear you. It's
Yeah.
also such a great way to get real tangible
Yeah.
information out about like meetings or
Yeah.
things that we're doing, ways to get involved, like real life. I mean,
Yeah.
we try to use it as a tool
Yeah.
Yeah.
to like make people do things in real life or get people motivated to. So this is very long-winded, but I'm curious like what your thoughts are on social media and the responsibility of somebody who's an elected official to use it and to what capacity. Like this is very broad and I don't like,
Yeah.
answer it however you can.
That's a good question.
So, as a consumer and producer of social media content, my responsibility is ensuring that I have the most up-to-date, accurate information I'm posting online. I think there is not a world that will exist without social media moving forward. And it's one of those things where you adapt and become agile. But coming back to the responsibility, I will pledge to never be someone that's spreading mis and disinformation on social media. Again, I cannot say that about any other person,
Yeah.
but I've actively seen the way that even folks, not just in this race, but other races across the state, are intentionally or unintentionally spreading misinformation. Because we're in an economy where, and I called it the attention economy earlier intentionally, because clickbait media, meaning just the headline, people don't have time to read beyond the headlines.
Yeah.
So if you're intentionally misinforming what the actual body of text and even an article says, knowing that people will not read it, that is a responsibility that I, as a public elected official, take very seriously. And to me, integrity is at the core of everything I do, including the type of content that I produce. But I don't think there is a world in which I will be separate from social media, but at the minimum, it will not be a different version of me. I hope that it's the most authentic version. So whether you meet me online or you meet me in person, you realize you met the same person.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Do you have anything else you want to ask?
No, I'm
Do you want to do
good.
the rapid?
Yeah, let's do the rapid thing.
Quick,
Okay.
quick fire.
Thanks,
rapid,
Elliot.
Yeah,
rapid
thank you,
response.
Elliot. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay.